confirm appointments for the outside sales reps. Okay, so I'm working on getting a script together for you too, to call these doctors once you get the list. And you're going to make appointments for the outside sales reps. So you're going to do some cold calling, basically. Okay, prospecting is cold calling. Okay, confirming that they're good appointments, the whole nine. The outside sales rep would leverage existing relationships to support sales goals. So the relationships that you might have had that you worked on in the past, you can bring them over here and maybe we can sell to those guys. So you're in a relationship there. If they have referrals or know people, or know somebody, know someone, we'll leverage that too. Okay, and that's anybody. Okay, primary market, Houston, Galveston area. Secondary market, Austin, DFW, and San Antonio. So it's pretty much open. Right now we're starting with, of course, Houston and the surrounding areas, but it's open. You know, we can sell it pretty much anywhere. Now, inside sales rep execution. Once the lists are vetted and approved, the inside sales rep will be required to make 25 calls a day. So that would be your goal. So if you exceed that goal, again, that's when things, you know, and they prospect to maybe more than the minimum appointments. And that's kind of when I always see, like, you know, when your incentives will come into place, okay? But your goal every day is to call on 25 targets and make a total of 145 calls a week. So you would log down, you know, you would have that list and you would check off who you called. And if it's a, you know, particular person you spoke with, I do want that name. It might not be a correct, you know, doctor, you know what I mean? But if it's somebody in the office that maybe took over the practice or what have you, just, you know, document everything. And we would just make sure that that's a valid call, okay? With a goal confirming a minimum of 10 appointments. So we want you to confirm 10 appointments for the outside sales reps per week. Okay, now with 2,000 names, that probably gives us about 90 days. All right, if you're doing 25 calls a day, 145 calls a week, that'll be about 90 days. So I'm going to evaluate that probably after 30 just to see how that's working, if we need to tweak it. But so even though inside sales is still doing that, the outside sales are still in the street and finding opportunities, okay? But they're helping you to get some confirmed appointments, okay? And so you guys are going to be working very closely with them, okay?
Excuse me, Ms.
Yes.
Boston, could I ask you one question?
Yes.
Do we need to set up a couple of HR classes, say like EEOC, harassment, anything like this?
Yeah, we can talk about that and the time frame for that.
Okay.
Would you maybe, how many hours will it take this?
4.
Maybe?
It's
okay.
4. It's just
Okay,
a
so that's
4 hour.
required.
Yes,
and
that's
anytime.
requirement.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll give you a call.
Next week we can do it.
All right.
Get that out the way.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
While they're in training. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, where was I? Okay, so 10 appointments outside sales reps for the week. That's the minimum that we would like you to make. This is the initial plan. Again, I'm going to reevaluate that after 30 days. So the outside sales rep, the goals for the outside reps is to close at least 2 of those sales from 10 appointments. And that's like the 20% close rate that usually get in sales. You know, you've gone out there. It may take some doctors longer, depending on where you are in continuum, if they're pretty much ahead of the game and knowing with the latest technology and where they, you know, you would know that. So we're going to definitely try to get out those confirm appointments that they're giving you. 2 should be something that you can do, okay? Even one may take quicker, one may be quicker, one may take longer, okay? Sounds doable? Okay. Kill?
I'm over here, yeah.
Sounds good. I knew you were over there.
I'm over here.
Okay.
I got
All
you.
right,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, and in addition to the, there are 10 weekly appointments, outside sales reps will leverage existing or previous relationships to increase sales revenue. So you're going to have the appointments, and the appointments are going to be based on your geographic area. I'm going to assign you guys your territories today. So say they say, okay, Dr. Smith, who's over here in the medical center in St. Luke's, zip code 77004, I think. George is going to have medical center, so that would go to him. Okay, so, you know, it would be based on where the rep's territory lies. Okay, now if it's something that's not in anybody's territory, it's pretty much open game, and we can kind of, you know, work that out and see who would get that opportunity. Okay, I don't like to plan, but I think pretty much all the territories, the main areas will be assigned. So, okay. Okay, so sales territories will be defined. This is pretty something I really want to stress, will be defined based on sales reps' home residence and zip code. So I looked at where you live, kind of saw what was, doable, because I don't want you driving like 5 hours, to get to certain doctors. I want to make sure you're familiar with where you live, that area, right? So I'm not familiar with all of Houston, so in certain areas, it just works, and it's smart. I think it's smart business, okay. So an employee's previous work relation will be considered as given top priority to ensure efficiency and familiarity in a geographic location. That's why I gave you medical center, George, because you're familiar and you've been calling on it, and you have contact. So sales rep will be assigned to specific territories such as the medical center, Houston North, Houston South, Houston West, and Houston East. Okay, so far we have 4 outside sales rep and 1 RFP sales specialist covering all the Houston-Galveston area. We will monitor and assess this approach for 30 days, and after 30 days, we'll reevaluate and modify as needed to support sales and objectives and goals. So again, I'm just constantly trying to make it better. Right. So at 30 days, I'm going to say, okay, where are we? How is this team quota working? Who's partnering with who? Is it enough oncologists where Akil is versus George? Do we have to mix certain things up? So I'm going to be reevaluating, and I want your feedback too. If you say, Sharonda, I've been calling on certain doctors, and I don't see them, let me know. I'll try to add, certain areas, or just try to mix it up a little bit where it's fair and everybody can make money. Okay? Sounds good? Okay. All right, so territory assignments. I know you guys like, what do I have? Okay, so Amy, she's not here, but she's, again, is going to be specifically working with RFPs. Her sale requires a longer sale. So she's going to really be building and maintaining relationships, understanding complexities of each RFPs, and closing business. Now, her background has been working with RFPs, so I think it works nicely in helping us. Okay, so RFPs can be University of Texas, and may take 3 months, 5 months to close a deal. She's going to be working on it. It could be a $10 million deal, so it's going to help everybody as far as quota. Okay? Now, she'll be around, and even though she's not going to really be assigned territory of the RFPs, but if you need her assistance in doing an RFP in your territory, this is the person you're going to go to. Okay? And I want us all to be familiar with RFPs and learn. We're going to have to, because to compete with the big guys out there, we're going to really have to know that. Okay? And she'll be the go-to person. Akil, you're going to have Houston South, which is going to be Bel Air, Galleria, Downtown, Sugar Land, and Missouri City. Okay? Are you ready? I'm going to give you some zip codes. And so okay, perfect. Okay, good. All right. But you don't have that. That's not your computer though. Okay, as long as you copy. Okay. Yeah, so that's the zip code you're going to have. Okay. Yeah. George, you're going to have Houston Metroplex Medical Center, Park Plaza, West University, Pearland. Okay? And you see your zip codes. Okay, Lynn is going to have Houston East. That's where she lives in that area. I know you had covered that area with your business before, right? Yeah, but as far as positions, you haven't. So, and then you live in Houston, kind of northwest, yes, right? Yes. So, Mark, you're going to have Katy, Memorial City,